Hi there, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 11th of January. This week begins with the reverberations of that new moon late last week still to the fore. Anything to do with Capricornian energy, which remember is governed by Saturn, the planet of structure, is going to be something we should consider. That's about patience, it's about sticking at things for the long term, persistence, hard work, perspiration, being much more aware perhaps of conventional values, but because of the square with Uranus, also being conscious how they can be disrupted by more radical energies and forces, and you'll see this in the wider world. However, also at the end of last week, Saturn was influential, the ruler of Capricorn, in its conjunction with Venus, the planet of loving and affection, and also in some ways around money. And Venus is in Sagittarius at the moment, where it would normally be very free-spirited, and until it picked up with Saturn, it was. But this is a very serious combination, and it's possible that one relationship may have faltered, especially one that was a bit less sincere, rather less important. Someone who's a bit of a fair weather friend, that may have been revealed as last week came to a close, or it may come to the fore as this week begins. But then Venus goes on to forge a stunning angle with Uranus, which can actually be very positive. So through the checks and balances of Saturn's oppression of Venus, later in the week, the more enterprising energy of Uranus could see some better things come through socially, or even in terms of our ideas to be more entrepreneurial. Speaking of which, Jupiter is the planet of optimism, growth, expansion, and of course good fortune. And it is now tracking backwards, and in a sign where it is in detriment. But it is forging a very good link with Mercury, which in itself is also retracing its steps. So as long as we can blend detail and planning and research with the more effusive energies of Jupiter, there's a possibility that something good can come from that association as well. Mars and Neptune are also forging a nice link. Mars in Scorpio is very sensual, very passionate, very direct. Neptune takes the edge off. When they're in a right angle or an opposition, it can really lead to misunderstandings, dishonesty, deceit. But in this particular alliance, it just makes Mars that little bit less egocentric. So asks us to be rather more self-sacrificing. But all through this, there is still the square between Uranus and Pluto. So the radicalness of society against the more traditional and official parts of society continue to grate and grind in quite a way, and will do throughout the first quarter of this year. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.